So Monica, all right. So what I want to do is so we have Terry in the building. We got Lori, Stephanie, Monica online. I want to give you all an opportunity to kind of introduce yourselves. I like to use this as an opportunity to network, especially with the affiliates and new members. So tell a little bit about yourself and kind of where you are in the process of being licensed and just how excited you are about it. So let's start with Terry. Terry, you get to go first.
Okay. My name is Terry. I am just waiting. I've taken all of the required courses for my licensing. I'm just waiting for TREC to give me the okay to sit for my exam.
To do it, right?
Yeah.
Now, Terry's is licensed in Oklahoma.
Licensed in Oklahoma. Was licensed in Texas.
Was licensed in Texas, yes.
However, I let my license expire.
Yeah, so
she's so smart to me.
So she's gone to Monroe before.
But I think it's well needed. I'm kind of glad.
Yeah.
Because I'm comfortable now, and I think I'll do much better.
Okay, good. Terry's a firecracker
I'm
too.
ready to begin writing those contracts.
She gonna kill him. Watch.
I'm not giving that money away. Like in the beginning, I was like, I don't want to I'll just give someone half my commission just to write the contract.
Nah, we ain't doing that. We're gonna make that money.
Free.
Gonna make that money. We're gonna have you right. Yeah, you're gonna be good.
I have some clients I want to discuss. I know I can't do anything.
What you mean?
But I don't want.
No, we're gonna talk about it today. All you gotta do is partner with one of our agents. Y'all work together on it. We got it. All right, we're gonna talk about that. So
yeah,
hold on. Put a pin right there. We're gonna talk about that.
We need to talk about how that's gonna work out.
We're gonna talk about that. All right, Stephanie, you next.
Hi, I'm Stephanie, and where I'm at, I'm in the last stage right now. I did my exam prep class, the 2 days. It was only 2 days. It wasn't that big of a deal. And you can hear me, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Praise Jesus. And so now I'm just finishing up my co-op with Dr. Crawford. So I have a ton of papers to write. We have, if you've done it before, I have to write 6 to 9 page papers on one. It's like a summary of each course.
Yep.
And you have to do our forms, and so I've just been scurrying trying to write all these papers.
Yeah.
I haven't been a student in a while, so I'm out of practice with that. Be my strong suit. I never got below an A before, but I'm rusty, so to speak.
Yeah, you gotta get your co-op hours in too, don't you?
I know, and I've been going to open houses like it's going out of style, but I honestly I wasn't sure how to go about getting extra hours. I've been flying blind with this online stuff. To be honest,
But now, Stephanie, really, you know that you getting on the virtual train like this right here. This will count for your hours. Like anything real estate related, and we do so many virtual events. All I do is log on to those, and you'll be able to log those as hours.
Right. Yeah. I log as many as I can. And it's unfortunate that I can't even get service on my phone, so I do it on my laptop.
Mm-hmm.
I on someone else's phone one time just because my phone is a nightmare. But that's the reality of it. But I'm working on it, and I bought an exam book as well from Amazon because the exam class really helped me with math, because thank God everybody else in the class was horrible with math, so we focused a lot on math. Word problems, I don't have good comprehension with word problems. So, it's not a matter of doing it, it's a matter of understanding what the question is,
Right.
So she was super helpful with that, because I think she said almost 40% of it is math questions. So I'm like, oh God.
I do not have many math questions.
Yeah.
So that makes me feel
They're not that math questions.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Everyone says it, but I still want to go in there feeling prepared.
Yeah, so Lori, it's probably about what, maybe 10% math, I would think.
Exactly. Yeah. No, definitely nowhere near 40%. No, because I am not a math person.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the math ones that were on there that I found, they weren't that difficult.
Yeah.
And again,
Awesome.
I'm not a math person at all.
Good to know.
Yeah.
All right, good stuff.
No, and what I was,
Go ahead, Lori. Well, you go ahead.
what I was saying,
No, we'll go ahead and let you introduce yourself, Laura, and give your spiel. Go ahead.
I'm Lori. I just got my real estate license in January. What I was thinking earlier, it was the national that was the easiest for me, and it was the state that I had to retake. But the national I passed the very first time because those questions, I guess they were a little more average and not so, well, obviously they're not state specific, but it's still definitely not hard, but. And so now I'm just ready to get started.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, good. All right, so let me go ahead and bring my sister Monica Clark into all of this. What's going on, lady?
Hello. Yes, I woke up last week very shocked that I got that phone call.
Yeah.
But happy. It honestly is a answered prayer, because I had been praying like, God, how I need time to study for this test, because I did a lot of things in between me taking the test last time. I actually completed all my classes in 2015, and I took the test once and I missed, I didn't pass each section. I had the flu, went and took the test regardless, and I missed by passing by 2 questions on each section.
Wow.
And the woman there, she was like, would you please come back tomorrow and take this test?
Yes.
Because I know you don't feel good. And I never went back.
No.
And so I was very just apprehensive, but I got in the flow of things again. And then life began to happen again. And it just took me away. And I became very content in corporate America again. So shockingly, it just so happened that I prayed that prayer, and then I got the phone call.
Look at
and
that.
I was like, okay, okay. And I was able to etch out time to where it worked for my entire family's schedule, even having a 6-month-old baby. So I am excited to just stay on track and actually sit and take the test now.
Yes.
And go back.
Well, good. Well, we're gonna have you right, girl. We're gonna have you ready to go.
Thank you.
So, what we're doing, like, so obviously, you're getting, like, did you get my text, my group text? You can get my text messages now?
I just received your text. That's how I was able to find the Zoom on there.
Well, before I sent you the one, personally, the one-on-one text, like, did you get a text with a group of people with the flyer and stuff like that?
No, I didn't see that one.
You didn't get that one? Well,
no.
All right, what about the group meet? Like, you still in the group meet?
I am in the group meet.
All right, good. All right, so I got you back on the roster. See, since now that you've been revived, that's why I was having.
Thank you.
I was like, let me see who I need to put back on the roster, and let me see who I need to kind of purge. So we were doing all of that. So yeah, excited. I'm excited. So let me share a couple of resources with y'all. Y'all let me know if y'all have these already. Let me share my screen. And these were some resources that other people have utilized that help them as far as like with the exam and questions and things like that. Let me go here. Hold on 1 second. All right. Resources. All right, exam prep resources. All right, so has anybody ever heard of Certify on the Fly? It's a website.
No.
No.
Certified on the fly.
Certify on the fly. Let's go to it.
Maybe return my book. Maybe return that book.
Okay. So it's free real estate exam prep. So y'all take that website down, Certify on the fly. And what it does is it gives you, you got flashcards and key terms. You got practice tests for each one of the classes. And the person that have kind of referred this to me, they say these practice exams are pretty close to the kinds of questions that are going to be on the test.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So as you take these exams and as you get better at as far as answering these exams, it really is a telltale on how prepared you're going to be for the actual exam, to take the exam. So that's a good resource for you all to take advantage of as you're studying.
Oh, certified on the fly.
Mm-hmm. And then what I want y'all to do, like I said, we do these every couple of weeks. So if I want y'all to test these out and then let me know, how it's working for, for the ones that are in the process of preparing for the exam.
So I guess we need to set real estate. So I'm getting a McDonald's.
McDonald's.
So
So
handle
certified.
a test.
No, that's not the one. So certifyonthefly.com.
How
Hey,
much is the test?
submitted your application to Trek?
Who, me?
Monica.
Oh, perfect.
Because Stephanie, you've taken all the classes, huh, Stephanie?
Yeah, I took all six. Now I'm just doing, so I have the certification.
Have you?
I could take the test now. I have to get fingerprinted and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Have you submitted your application to Trek to take the test?
Nope. Do I do that online?
Yeah, go ahead and do it. Yeah, you need to do it. So what they got?
Again, I have no idea.
I had to mail mine in. They wouldn't let me do it. She may be able to do it online. She hasn't been, if she's not licensed, have never been licensed.
Okay. Let's see. Monica,
Just
have you?
log in and they'll kind of walk you through it. But yeah, she may be able to sign up online, schedule it online.
Oh.
Have you submitted your application to Trek?
The first time I did, and they sent me back that email or letter or something like that, to where I could take the test.
Yeah.
But no, but I definitely will get on that because I don't recall the process.
Yeah.
So I have to gather all my certificates again, right? Or something like that.
All right. Let's see. All right. So if you go to the Texas.
She's not about to do the schedules. I know she's already submitted all of her.
Well, it depends on what that letter say. Hey, Monica, for you, I would maybe just call Trek and say, hey, look, I got approved, been about 6 years ago. I have to do. I know you ain't gonna have to take the classes. I mean, your certificates, they last forever, I think.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, she'll have to sign up again.
Yeah. So.
Do Trek find you by your social?
No. They know you by your name.
Oh.
All right. So right here. So Stephanie.
Oh wow. Okay.
Paying attention?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So,
I am. Application status tracker.
Yep. All right. So you got that, but right here, file your application. You click on that and see. You can apply online.
Okay.
Submit your application and fee to become a agent. Our online services, or you can do it. So you can either do it online or you can do it by mail. So you just have to create an account and go ahead and do it online. Trek does require you to pay the application fee. So, and I want to say the application fee is $200. Did you have to pay the application fee?
Mm-hmm.
It was $200.
185.
185. All right. So the application fee is $185.
Okay. How much is the exam?
First person told me 185, but the second, third person told me 185.
All right. So it's 185.
But she did. I would call just to make sure.
But you mailed the check.
Yeah, I had to mail a check in.
All right, but it's around that amount. And then what that does is once you submit the application and you submit the fee, that's gonna trigger TREC, and then they're going to send you a letter to allow you to take the test. So once you do the application, you gotta wait on TREC to send you the letter. And then once you get the letter they may do it online. They may send you an email saying that now you're able to schedule the exam, and then they'll give you the links or the capabilities to go schedule it with Pearson. And I want to say the test is like $55.
It's 49.
49. Okay, there we go. Thank you, Lori. So it's about
Yes.
$50 every time you take it. So yeah,
Yes.
I would say so that would be the next step for you, for Stephanie and Monica. That's the next step for y'all, is to do the application.
Okay. That's not bad that they only charge you $50 if you know.
No,
Is that what you guys said?
yeah, $50.
Yeah, that's cool. That part's cool.
Say get it done. Get it done.
Okay.
Get it done.
Yeah, I'll get it done.
All right. So Monica, I'm that's what I did. I was looking here to see if you're on my, yeah, you're on here. 281-777-2043.
That's me.
That's you. All right. Exam. So who did you go? Did you do champions?
I did champions the first time. I did ACE. I love ACE.
They don't have no exam prep on there?
Yeah.
Well, that's where it is, girl.
Well, I thought I want to try all the different exam preps. And you said the one with certified they're pretty close, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how close is Aceable Agent pretty close?
Well, Aceable Agent has a higher pass rating than anybody else.
Yeah, I'm really feeling good.
Yeah.
And
I think they got about an 80% pass rate.
I thought they had a 90-something percent pass
Well,
rate.
nah, I seen on their website 80%.
No.
Well, 80, 90%. That's better than champions. Champions is like 66%. And I don't know what ACCs is.
But this certified,
Mhm.
they're through.
They just look like they just a site. And they just have a bunch of information on there. And then here's a YouTube channel. Just talked about this guy. Prep Agent. Y'all ever heard of him? Real estate exam preparation. He has a bunch of videos on here. I guess definitely.
I have.
You have, Monica?
What is it called?
Prep Agent.
Yes. I actually went ahead because I got my phone call. That's the site that I went ahead and signed up with, because I do watch his videos and they are good.
Yep, there we go. Like even get right here, top 5 study tips.
Oh, okay.
Nice. I'm checking it out.
Yeah, so y'all write that down too.
Got it.
All right. So what other questions y'all have for me? Get y'all right. I'm gonna have 3 more licensed realtors by the end of April, huh?
Do I have to do anything else at the moment other than the track, application? Is there anything that I need to be doing at all? Or is
Study.
it pretty much just focus on getting the exam?
Yep.
Yeah. Got it. Cool.
Yep.
Do that.
Study until you get the okay.
Studying. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All right.
It
What
is
other
a lot of
questions?
info. It is.
Mhm.
What's the first area I should start with studying?
Let's see. What did you do, Lori, when you were preparing for the exam? And what are you doing, Terry? Because I know.
I say principles 1 and 2.
Okay. So,
Principles 1 and 2 I found useful. I can't remember the other one.
I'm doing agency too. I went back and I did like.
say it so I can hear you.
Agency, I went back to.
Yes, the agency. The
Agency.
agency I think had a lot to do with state, which I had to review.
Because I was getting a lot of those wrong on practice.
Agency.
Mhm.
So it looks like principles 1, principles 2, and agency.
And agency, yes. Do you still have your books, Lori? No, I went through HCC, so I can, a lot of the classes I can still log onto on my Canvas, and they had some of the quizzes still there, and I could review the quizzes. Or what I would I would go online. I think Quizlet I reviewed a lot. Quizlet was pretty good for, and it was free. For reviewing flashcards and just certain questions, just going through and refreshing, because it'd been a while since I'd taken classes.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Okay. Okay.
I thought I had a book. I thought I had one of Champion's test prep books in here.
I have a Champion test prep, but it's a little bit older.
I had time to fix it.
You had
Okay.
the Champion's test prep book, Laura?
I have the test prep that I printed out, but it's a little bit older. I mean, it's still going to be basically all the same.
Mm-hmm.
There might be a couple more newer questions on there, but it's still all the same. Yeah, I have it printed out.
Yeah, I need you to look. I need you to donate that, Laura.
Yeah, I can donate that, and I have with the test prep, you get like a bunch of it's information that you could read, and then it will have practice quizzes with it also, with all the answers.
Okay, yeah.
I went through, I highlighted all the answers, and I would just go over it till it's stuck in my.
There we go. Yeah, we need to go ahead and get that test prep.
Yeah, I can give you that, and I'm sure you can copy it, make copies.
Yeah. Well, what we can do is, or we could just have it actually in study hall. So like they can just come up to the coaching and training center and
Okay.
for about an hour. Or realistically, they can just come up to the office. It ain't necessarily got to be during study hall. You just want to come study up here at the CNT Center, and they'll have access to that book and the
yeah, I can all that and drop it off.
Yeah, because look, you're not gonna need it no more.
Oh, I don't need it.
Yeah, what you supposed to do. All right, perfect. Yeah, it'll be great. Matter of fact, yeah, I get that from you, and maybe we can fudge some hours for you doing that, right? Coming up to the office, dropping that off. We fudge some co-op hours. Okay. What other questions you guys got? Nothing. Because the study halls, they usually go for about an hour. So I know Terry has some stuff for me. So I know she and I are gonna sit here and chat for a little bit more.
Because when I went back to review, I went back to about the questions that I had. However,
you got some questions? Yeah, so like if you don't have anything else, y'all feel free to check out. Like I said, we'll be back here in 2 weeks. Log back on, see what other resources, what other people come on, who else you can meet. As you can see, there's always great information that flows. That's why we want to do these. It's more than just, hell, I haven't taken the test. It's been 16 years, so I don't know. So I'll be relying on people like Lori and T that are already that are in it right now. I don't have a clue.
I have one question in regards to being an affiliate. So because I am trying to also during this process learn how to balance motherhood and being a wife and being an entrepreneur, will some of the current agents allow you to shadow them from time to time, or is that
absolutely not? Absolutely. Let me tell you the best way to do that, right? The best way to do it is see if they need any assistance with anything, right? Say, hey, I'm wanting to learn this business. I have some time that I can devote. Who could use an extra set of hands that I can come maybe work with you? Because really it's not shadow, that's really the same thing as shadowing, right? You're framing it from a standpoint of you being able to provide some level of value to them. And I'm pretty sure,
Mhm.
really, you could just put that request in the group meet and say, hey, look, I'm a member, you know, I'm wanting to get more exposure. You know, could any agent right now use an extra set of hands to help them out in their business at no cost, you know, and see who bites, because that's how you get
I
to
had this question. I think that would really help a lot.
say it again, Lori.
Really?
I'm sorry, I had the same question. I think that would really be beneficial. You know, the difference in actually learning hands-on and being there than just reading it in a book.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It'll definitely. Well, what I know is that when I went from taking the test for the first time and taking the broker's exam, because you know when I took the test for the first time, it was just so super hard. Like it was crazy. I didn't realize. Me and Lori was just talking about it. I didn't realize how difficult the test was going to be. But back 2 years later to take the broker's exam, it's the same questions. It's the same pool of questions that they do both tests. And man, I think I literally got 100 on that test. To be honest with you,
That's good to know.
right? And I feel the difference is that because I had that practical over those 2 years of doing it, that it really helped me understand.
Absolutely.
Yeah, with these questions here. So Monica, I think that would actually help you when taking the test, help you kind of connect the dots on what some of these theoretical questions that they're for.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
What's
So
the
yeah, I would
difference
definitely
between the
ask
broker's
that.
exam?
And then, say it again, Stephanie.
What's the difference between the broker's exam and the licensing?
So you have the salesperson's license and then you had a broker's license, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't know you had to get a separate license for it. Okay.
Well, it's the same license number. So like when I got my broker's license, the number didn't change. It just went from being a salesperson's license to a broker's license.
Okay.
At the time I got my broker's license, you ain't have to do all this stuff you got to do now to be a broker. Like all I had to do was some additional hours. I think I had to take like additional 270 hours or something like that. And then I had to be in it for 2 years and then take the test again. So those are the only criteria back then. So 2 years. So all I did was over that 2 year period, took all the hours. So by the time 2 years, it was 2 years on the dot. I was scheduled to take that broker's exam. And so 2 years on the button, I was like, boom, let me get this broker's license.
That's a test question.
Well, it's 4 years now, though.
4 years.
4 years. It's like 4 years. You got to get a certain amount of points. You got to do all kinds of stuff.
But it's something. I think it's like 5 years, but you do something within that 4 year period.
Yeah.
What is that? 'Cause that's a test question
I don't know.
that I got wrong.
That's the one you got wrong? I don't know. All I know is it only took me 2 years to get in. And I ain't fighting it neither. Yeah.
But now, like you said, it was 2 years before, but now it's 4. Is it you have your sales agent license for 2? Then you have to go another. No,
it's 4 years.
Yeah, you have to go for a full 4 years before you can even
take the exam. Yeah.
Okay. So you start taking your classes. So after 2 years of being an agent, you can begin taking your classes, but you can't sit for the exam until the 4th year.
I thought it's just 4 years. It's just like, I don't think there's really a stipulation on when you can begin taking your classes, but you can't sit for that exam until 4 years.
4 years.
Yeah. So even if you get all your classes and your hours done, even if you get all your points, if it's within 4 years, still before 4 years, you can't do it.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so what was I talking about? What were we talking about? Oh, the exam. Oh, answering Stephanie's question about the difference between the broker's license and the so did I answer your question, Stephanie?
Yes, sir, you did.
All right, perfect. All right, so and then Monica, did I answer your question from an affiliate standpoint?
Yes, I only have one last question. So I won't get so complacent. What's a reasonable time frame that I should give myself? Because I am going to contact Trek tomorrow, so I know it takes some time for them to get back to you. But what's a reasonable time frame for me to go ahead and schedule the test?
Immediately, yeah. Soon
as they say,
do
okay.
you talk to Trek? If they say it's about the application, submit the application fee. When Trek give you the okay, take the test, schedule the test. Boom. I say do it like that.
Okay.
Right? Because that's what's gonna prevent that complacency.
Okay.
Yeah, just keep pushing it. And then one of the other things that I was gonna say, Monica, is that, you know, once we've added a couple of elements since you've last been with us. So now we have this mentorship program in place. So once you get licensed, you know, we do the orientation and then that registers you for the mentor program. So now all of our agents, they get connected, they get a coach, right? And I'm coaching, I'm the senior coach, so I'm pretty much coaching everybody right now. But they also mentor, we got about 7 mentors. Matter of fact, Laquana is one of our mentors that we partner with new agents. And that's another component of that hands-on shadowing. You know, that's a component that we're about to add Lori into now that she's licensed. So we really have a lot of layers of support to help give you the guidance that you need to have the kind of success that you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm excited.
All right. Any other questions before I jump on here with Terry? Because I know Terry gonna probably take about 2 hours of my time.
Because I'm pushing on time.
No, I'm okay. I'm good.
Yeah. All right, what you got for?
Intermediary situations.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that's new. So basically, it sounds like there's no more really in intermediate. You can only either be a buyer or
no, you're intermediary. The intermediary only has to do with the broker. So
like if I list a house
mm-hmm.
and then and I find a buyer.
Mm-hmm. That's not intermediary.
Yeah, it's then what is it? A dual? What that was something that was kind of new.
Now keep in mind, if you list the house, it's under my name,
mm-hmm.
right? So what intermediary is saying is that I can't represent 2 people personally.
Mm-hmm.
I can't personally represent 2 people, right? So under that circumstance where you find the buyer, you can't represent that buyer, but you can facilitate the transaction. If you understand what I'm saying.
I understand. Yes, I do.
So
I do.
you can.
So if the buyer call because they see my listing.
Mm-hmm.
And they call me, hey, I see that you're on this property.
Mm-hmm.
I would need to go to you, and then you would appoint. I can't.
No, not at all. If you're the listing agent,
mm-hmm.
that means you signed a listing agreement with that seller
mm-hmm.
and told that seller,
mm-hmm.
I'm going to represent you. I'm looking out for your best interest.
Mm-hmm.
So if a buyer calls your sign
mm-hmm.
and they say, hey, I see that you're the agent on this property. We're interested in looking at it. And you, all right, you go open the door. You're not representing them. You
mm-hmm.
open the door.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. And then after they see it, they say, hey, you know what? I'm interested in buying this house.
Mm-hmm.
Say, okay, well, I can facilitate you submitting an offer. Right now, I would ask them like, hey, do you want to bring an agent? Like, do you have an agent?
Mm-hmm.
Would you like for an agent to represent you? Because I represent the seller.
Uh-huh.
And then some people will be like, yeah, an agent. So then if they ask for representation, all right, then we'll give them somebody, right? But if they say, well, do I need representation? I'm like, well, I don't necessarily know if you need it or not. Like, I can help facilitate the transaction.
But just know that I represent the seller.
Yeah,
I can. Just as long as I let them know.
As long as you let them know.
I was getting kind of conflicting information because
mm-hmm.
often the course was saying, you have to tell them. Well, you have to do that anyway.
Mm-hmm.
With anyone you come in contact
mm-hmm.
with about that particular property.
Yeah. So it's just about what you disclose. What gets you in trouble in real estate is trying to take advantage of people, mm-hmm. right? Trying to not tell people something because you want to, in essence, take an advantage. But if you give people, as long as you give people the choice, like, hey, you can hire a realtor. Right? I'm not saying that you have to have a realtor. You don't have to. Now, there are some listing agents and there are some brokers that are like, well, no, we don't allow agents to do what I just explained.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of those brokers out there from a liability standpoint.
Reading that, there's a lot of brokers won't allow it.
But I'm not one of those people. Because what you'll find out in our industry is that they don't do well with gray. Mm-hmm. It's for them, it's either black or white. Mm-hmm. They try to make everything black or white. right? So that dual agency piece, that, I mean, I'm not dual agency.
I think they said if it's done like that,
Yeah.
that's out.
That intermediary, which is what we're talking about, is not intermediary, but it's technically, it may look like intermediary, but as long as you're disclosing who you represent,
you're good, and
you're facilitating the other side.
Okay, and
Right.
and that was mentioned. It says as long as you disclose, that's
Yeah.
the key. Disclosing, letting everyone know who you represent. Now, next question. I know y'all supposed
because
to
look, if I get a seller to agree to pay me 6%, and I ain't got to split my 6%,
exactly.
Come on, man.
Money. There's an opportunity for the full 6%.
Let me get my money.
Okay.
All right, what's the
next question about this disclosure? Can you highlight and have client's initial
next to
on
the contract? Absolutely.
Highlight.
That's a good practice, actually.
Because I said, I can see, because everyone is looking for loopholes.
Mm-hmm.
If the situation arises.
Well, if stuff hit the fan.
Yeah.
So yeah, you want to make sure you kind of protect yourself.
With the title, the survey, and with all that. Can you highlight?
Well, man, to be honest with you, I've always approached this business this way. And I mean, I haven't got caught up yet, knock on wood or whatever. But I've always approached it with the golden rule, right?
Mm-hmm.
Treat people how you want to be treated.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't want nobody to take advantage of me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to take advantage of nobody. Like, I wouldn't want to get over on another agent. Mm-hmm. So I'm not going to do that. I mean, I wouldn't want another agent to get over on me or whatever. So I'm not going to do that. Now, have there been times that my expertise was better than another agent, or I was more skilled in certain circumstances? Or like if I offered, hey, you can get representation, you can get an agent, and they still like, no, I don't need no agent, I'm gonna just work directly through you. Mm-hmm. Hey, if that's your choice, but you're gonna lose because this is what I do. Mm-hmm. Right? And I represent the seller, so my goal is to get my seller the best thing that I can. That's not taking advantage. Yeah. Right? But because I've educated you and I've disclosed everything to you. But if you choose to still move in that vein, then that's on you. So that's kind of how I always approached the business. Like, I'm not finna, take advantage of you. There's some people that feel like, oh, well, you're licensed, so it's our obligation to water down how we approach it because we're the professional, and I just don't subscribe to that. I'm like, if I'm more knowledgeable agent than your agent, then I'm trying to win. I ain't gonna say win, but I'm trying to be the best agent that I could be for my client, right? All right, what else?
This question's been answered. I was like, where are the residential leases? Because I only had to take 2, but thank God I already started taking the other one. Mm-hmm. Well, the question that I had was in the other course, which I went back and started reviewing another course.
Good.
And it was about the leases. I was like, where are the residential leases? And I found that out. Intermediary situation. This is paragraph 14A. What was my question with that? Limitation of liability. Vacancy clause. This is normal practice. How do you go over this paragraph with the client?
What did it say?
I don't know. It's listing agreement, paragraph 14A, limitation of liability. I put limitations of liability clause, vacancy clause. Uh-huh. Is this a normal practice? I don't even remember what clause was. It was a listing agreement. Hey, I know the 1 to 4 family.
Uh-huh.
I think I got that one down.
They just changed it.
I hope not. Just within the last week or 2.
They did, April 1st.
That was a big change. That was a big change. I memorized.
Well, let me take that back. They may have updated it. Okay, so they technically changed it November 20th of 2020.
Okay.
But it just went into where it's mandatory for us to begin using it April 1st. So when did you get it? Did you get it after November 20th?
Yeah, after. It was probably about a month ago.
Oh, okay, you may have the new one. I don't know.
I'll look at the dates. You can get in trouble for using outdated forms.
Yeah, after April 1st.
Yeah, so the listing agreement, paragraph 14. So what can you recite that clause?
No. I cannot.
You supposed to be able to recite?
No, I'm not. Not me. Look, not the kid, man. But look, I can pull it up right quick though. Are they on Trek's website? Any Trek got forms on their site? Let me see.
That's the test question. Remember, listing agreements, that's through, is it TAR? The agreements.
They don't
and
like,
stuff?
well, they don't like to be called TAR. It's TAR and HAR. They don't like HAR. They don't like TAR. They don't like NAR.
Okay.
So look, that's something for y'all to recall. They don't like that.
No, TAR.
TAR. HAR. All right. So y'all want me to pull up the listing agreement? Have y'all seen the listing agreement before? Probably not.
I have a question. That's a test question.
What?
Which one do you use? Now, is your Trek approved
So
listing
Trek,
agreement?
So Trek only deals with the contract.
I call
Promulgated forms.
Contract.
Well, all of them promulgated forms.
But some of them are approved. Now, the agreements, they're not
Promulgated.
Promulgated.
So this, when y'all get licensed, do y'all see my screen? Yeah. So when y'all get licensed, this is the software that you're going to, between this one and Transaction Desk, is what you're going to be using to get all your forms.
Okay.
All right. So we got residential right here.
Okay, I'm not gonna keep you. I need to leave myself. I'm not. I need to schedule.
All right. So you talking about this
I guess
one?
I need to schedule. Can I schedule one-on-one? Because I can't. We're over.
Oh, you gotta go.
And I think everybody else probably ready to go too.
No, I'm not holding them. They can leave.
Okay.
I told them they can leave. I knew you was gonna have me. I knew you was gonna have me another 2 hours.
I'm not gonna do you like that. I need to go too.
Which one you looking for? 14 what?
What did I say?
Hold on, y'all. I'm
14A. This the agreement. I don't even recall this being a test question. I think I just ran across it when I was reviewing.
You got curious.
Yes.
So we're looking for limitation of liability. You said 14A?
Yes.
All right, if the property is or becomes vacant during this listing, seller must notify seller's casualty insurance company and request a vacancy clause to cover the property. Broker is not responsible for the security of the property nor for inspecting the property on any periodic basis.
No, I don't have a question about that.
Okay.
I said it's a normal practice. I guess it would be normal practice to tell them, yeah, because they need to keep that on the property.
Well, you know what a
Yeah.
vacancy clause is, right?
That's like if you're, like they said, if you're not in the home, if you moved out of town, you're selling your home and.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. If, like, for instance, I'm in my house, right? The hazard insurance that I have does not have a vacancy clause in it. So if I, at any point in the listing, move out of my house, okay? So now that I've moved out of my house,
they need to look at their policy.
No, it's not included. Like, you're gonna, if I'm living in my house and then I move out of my house, then I have to call my insurance company and add, and that's what this is saying. I have to now add a vacancy clause, which is going to increase my premium. My premium is gonna go up.
You got to know that.
Yeah, so that's what they're saying right there. So now, because what happened?
I didn't know that. What I didn't know was that the clause wasn't in policies. I thought that would be.
But the house isn't vacant though. When, like, if I get homeowners insurance and I'm living in it, I don't need a vacancy clause.
If you're moving, you moving.
Right.
You moved out of town, like our situation, we sold our home. All of our, well, actually, we didn't move everything. We were moved out, but it wasn't completely vacant.
It is? Well, was somebody living there? So for instance,
about a week or two.
I use this as an example. If you're living in your house and somebody breaks into your house, then your insurance covers it, right? All right. So now, if you moved out and somebody breaks into it and you haven't added a vacancy clause,
Yeah.
the insurance is not gonna cover it.
I thought, but it goes back to reviewing your policy. You know, I assumed that.
That was in there?
That's like, mhm.
Yeah, that ain't in there. Vacancy clause. You gotta look at it from a risk standpoint, right? Banks and insurance
It makes
companies.
sense. It makes a lot of
It's
sense.
more risky for
But
it
I
to
just
be in there.
assumed that your policy would cover that. So
Nope.
yeah, you do need to just really go over that with the client.
Yeah.
Okay.
What else you got?
Extra closing. When we're listing a client's home
Mm-hmm.
and we're going over, I think it's number 3. I'm thinking about I'm not thinking about the listing agreement.
What you think?
Do we really point out to clients when we're listing their home the I'm not gonna say the risk, but all the extra costs associated with VA loans and stuff like that, as if they had an offer?
Yeah, if they got a VA offer, I do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm,
But I don't do it in the beginning. I don't do it in the beginning because they may not get a VA offer. If they get a VA
But if
offer,
they do, that's so
Yeah.
you only really discuss that. If they okay.
they get a VA offer because
Leave
that's
on
gonna
enough loans.
determine.
That may not even be it.
Yeah, they may not get it. They're not gonna remember it. No way. Nobody's gonna. What you'll realize is your client's not gonna remember anything that don't apply to them. So agents like to sit down with people and then they just give them all this information.
So don't go over what doesn't. Okay.
No, only go over stuff that's gonna relate, that's gonna apply to their situation.
Okay.
So if they get a VA offer, then I educate them on what that means. Like, how's this gonna impact you if you accept this right here?
Okay. And I have some more written down on my. I brought all this stuff, and I don't have my notes from my exam, my practice exam.
Okay.
Oh, this cash. How many people do you know have used that?
What, cash?
The cash, like the 2 trainings that we had today. The speaker.
Oh, use that right there. It's new, but you see how new it is, though, right? I mean, they only in 3 states. Both of them is only in like 3 or 4 states, and Texas just happened to be one of them.
Now I went online and kind of read the reviews.
What they say?
I mean, they got pretty good reviews. One lady came back and said it was great. However, what sucked was she paid $7,000. Within the fees, and her home sold in 14 days. But I guess that's the chance that you take.
Oh, so extra $7,000.
She paid $7,000.
But she had that assurance that she had
she
to know
did.
about.
Yeah, yes. But other than that, so far, I mean, I haven't heard anything really negative about it. And I always put myself into when I use that. When I use that service, and when would I use that service?
So for me, like I understand, but I don't know how to explain it. That's why I asked them if we could see that letter and things like that. So, because I think it's a great tool, and I feel like it's a great thing to use.
I just wonder how many people do the criteria. I wonder if the criteria is going to be pretty strict. Because it's kind of risky even for them.
Well,
I know they're
not necessarily though. What's risky about it? They tie the home. The home is their collateral. Like they've now gotten your home, and if you do anything, you got your home.
But the criteria for it, I think it will probably be strict because, like for example, I'm thinking if your home is really worth 300. Well, he said one of that last one said they go up to. Did they say they full value, the appraisal, full appraised value?
Yeah, because they make their money. They make their money on that little transaction fee. That's how they fund the company. And the way that they're protected is with the house. So worst case scenario, they'll just sell the house.
If I say I want to sell my home, I want to buy $300,000 home. Okay. And I have a $200,000 home, balance with a $200,000 balance that I want to sell. what they're saying is they'll buy my home in 6 months if it doesn't sell, right?
Yep.
And they'll go ahead and give me the cash so I can, well, no, they'll give my, if I want to buy, so I don't have to fight with investors for my $300,000 home, they'll go ahead and front me the cash. And then when my home sell, they'll take the proceeds from that, pay themselves that with it. But I'm saying the risk, my home sale, what if my loan don't go through for my $300,000? You're gonna get $200,000. Well, I guess it's
But
a
you
low
rent
risk.
the house.
It's a low risk because they're really sticking their neck out for $100,000 that's left, and they're gonna qualify you on that.
Think about it. You're paying them rent, right? And they got your house, and you didn't pay the earnest money, right? So if you walk away from the deal, they're at least gonna break even. They're not losing. You know what I'm saying?
If I don't get financing, they're gonna be out $100,000.
They're not, because they got the house.
My house only what they get paid.
But they got your house too.
Oh, house that I'm living in. Huh?
Yeah, that house in their name.
Yeah, because all right. They foreclosed on that one too.
Right, and
they
you
got
paying
that
them
one
rent.
and that.
Yeah, and you paying them rent.
They got two pieces of collateral.
Just saying.
That's true.
Yeah, that's why Goldman Sachs is backing them, because Goldman Sachs like, oh, you ain't gonna lose money.
Yeah.
No way that you can lose money.
You got two pieces of collateral.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna keep the mic back because I know I have more questions.
Come on, girl, I got them. I'm ready.
Yeah, I got a ton of them.
All right, Monica, we about to shut it down, girl.
Okay. Good night, y'all.
All right, talk to you later.
I knew I had another page, but I'll save it.
No, go ahead. I got you.
I'm reading. I think some of these questions may have been answered.